Show you how to blend major and minor pentatonic over the blues. So all that was in one position, I played major pentatonic over the one chord, and the rest of the time I used minor. If you're like me, you probably started out by learning just minor pentatonic in all 5 patterns. You probably really know this pattern really well, right? Just this first one that everybody learns, right? You learn some licks, you know some sequences and stuff like that, and you notice that when you play the blues, it works. Minor works all the time. But you've probably heard guys and they're using some notes that you're not familiar with, and you're like, where does that come from? That's major pentatonic. The easiest way to do this is to simply take your pattern of minor pentatonic and go down 3 steps, 3 half steps. So you're playing what is F sharp minor pentatonic, but don't think about it like that. Start thinking about it like it's A major. So you start, when you practice your scale, you start on A. And that scale is My Girl, in case you forget. It goes. I'm going to show you that one approach. I'm going to use major and minor, just moving back and forth like that. So here's major. The one chord, now minor. 4 chord. Same lick the whole time. Back to 1. Here's minor. That's the one chord. That was major. All I did was I took this one lick, I did it in major, then I did it in minor. Just going back and forth. That's a really easy approach. You're like, okay, that's too easy, but you were playing all in one position. You played all like this. Yeah, I was playing in this position originally. I played this pattern of minor pentatonic and this pattern of major pentatonic. Now that can be really hard for people to see because they're like existing over each other, and it's hard to get the hang of that. The other thing that's hard is sometimes people will just play major pentatonic, just run up and down the scale, and it doesn't sound right. Where minor pentatonic does sound right. If you just play the scale minor, it sounds good. But major sounds kind of goofy. Like, I'll demonstrate. Here's minor. So minor is cool. Right? But here's major. It's like, whoa, it sounds super goofy. Minor. Major. It sounds ridiculous. The reason is because you don't want to play straight major thirds. You want to slide into your major thirds. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm a blues expert or any sort of expert, but for me, you want to slide into those major thirds. If I do that exact same scale and I slide into my major thirds, it's going to sound way better. I'll demonstrate. Same scale. Minor. Major. Minor. Here's major. Right? That works. That works way better. By the way, this right here was just 1, 2, flat 3 into the third. So yeah, you got to know where your major thirds are. You're gonna have to learn some stuff to make all this work. To get the sound you want, first step, slide into your major thirds everywhere in any style. I'm a big proponent of that. The other approach that I use a lot is I'm just thinking I'm in minor pentatonic and I start throwing in the major third. So for instance, I'm just using that pattern, but every time there's a minor third, I change that into a major third. So like, there's the one, that's the flat third. And then I go, keep going. There's another flat third, it becomes a major third. There's another one. So, and also when you think like that, the licks come out different. Like if I play all minor licks, and I just change that flat third to a major third, it can be totally obvious like that. Like I can go, and it just sounds hip. So you can keep all of the licks that you know. You probably learned, and you just start to tweak them. You start to throw in those major thirds. You might say, oh, well, isn't it then like, aren't you really playing mixolydian? If you play like that, it just doesn't sound right. Like when you think about it like that, if you come from thinking minor pentatonic and I'm going to tweak some notes, like you can start to blend in the major six also from like this note. If you start to like play minor pentatonic with a major six or a major third, it'll sound cooler. Watch. So just minor. That was just a major six. Minor again. I'm like on the nose, just hitting these notes, and to me it sounds bluesy, right? I'm getting that blend happening. Just thinking minor, minor, minor. How about some major, major? That's the simplest way to do it. So avoid playing straight major thirds. Know what chord you're playing over as you're playing. That's also really important. And then you'll start to get that major minor blend. And obviously we just worked on one position, but you would want to go through the blues in all 5 positions, and like over here you'd want to know, okay, that's major pentatonic, but then there's also this pattern of minor pentatonic. You want to do that times 5. So you want to find all 5 places where major and minor live together and make sure you're comfortable. One last thing I want to leave you with is a piece of vocab. So without vocab, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It goes like this. So what that is the 7th fret of the D string that I'm sliding in to the major third on the G string, which is the 6th fret. Then 5 and 7 on the B string. And then the root, which is 5 on the high E string. So. And over here in this position, it's like this. Super duper useful. Watch. By the way, what I did there, I did that lick, and then I added a minor third. So that's the blend. I started from major and I added a minor thing. I think if you start with this approach and you're thinking minor and you add some major notes, or you're thinking major and you add some minor notes, is gonna work better than other ideas of like weird modes or like following every chord around. Also, people tell me, they're like, well, do I have to follow every chord around? Like, you could, but that might not sound very bluesy. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something.